And welcome back to Healing Our Inner Attachments. And before we move on to this session today, I would like to speak briefly, for the last session that you went through. I hope that you felt an alignment to the core truth of what is going on within this plane as we come here to learn, grow, and evolve. And it's understanding these energies that weren't ours is what is causing the suffering within this plane. And obviously, it's invisible energy. And if you were to understand in the way of FaceTiming, our image is going through thin air and our audio of our voice is going through thin air from phone to phone, and we could be halfway around the world. How is this possible? We cannot see it, but yet it's traveling through thin air and it's connecting to the other cell phone. Imagine your spiritual body, your soul, your body of energy is a cell phone, and you are connecting to another cell phone, which is another soul. No matter where it is, you can instantly connect through thin air of frequencies and vibrations of the energy of it. And that's how we connect with one another. Okay? So it's learning and understanding that even though we can't see it, it is interfering with your life, where it gets in the way of your thoughts, feelings, and emotions. And it's understanding it was never your energy of why either you're still suffering today in your life, being held back to that high path within you of the truth of who you are, and then why others are suffering as well, because this world hasn't grown to understand the truth of what is going on around us that we cannot see. Okay? So going into this session today, we all carry different vibrations of energy attached to our soul within vibrations of energy that are running at different frequencies, and they're getting in the way of our thoughts, feelings, and emotions. And we have to give unconditional love, because it is a soul that you cannot see that is suffering, that is our brother and sister, and they have layers that they were not given the opportunity for. And you will learn that going through this today. And I will guide you as we will heal these energies from you that have always been a part of you. So understanding it's never been the truth of who you are again, that has been suffering. You have always been perfect with just being the truth of who you are, but unfortunately, these energies have gotten in the way in this plane to cause suffering. But they are our brothers and sisters that needed healing that never received it, and they are stuck in these frequencies and vibrations, so we must bring healing to them. Okay? So I will share it all going through this session today, and I look forward to connecting with each of you as my soul in the fullness of who I am will bring healing to these energies, and I will guide you every step of the way. This session of what we're going to go through today are healing the attachments of souls that you have picked up throughout life when you suffered. And when we go through all those experiences in our life of suffering, the vibration of our soul is going within that dimension that we cannot see around us. And those souls that were not able to feel worthy of their light when they went to pass back over due to their suffering, they've attached their energy onto your energy when you were suffering during those times. And you've carried this weight in your life. And what they're able to do is they get in the way of your thoughts, feelings, and emotions. They have the ability to bring you back down to that space. So times when you are suffering in life again, or you are having thoughts that are not pure in some way, causing you to feel not worthy or good enough, putting yourself down, all those forms of energies of thoughts, they're actually not your energy. Because when you went to come into the plane of existence, separating you from your God extension of energy, you were more at a pure state of being. You did not have thoughts of, I am not good enough, I am not worthy, I'm stupid, I'm an idiot, I want to kill myself, I hate being here. All these different vibrations of feelings that we can feel, or an aliveness of energy that is not our energy. So today what we're going to do is we're going to come in, bring them to the light by healing them. and removing them from you by healing them. Now, through all the dimensions of suffering that I've worked through to understand all that I have understood, I shared in my story that is on my page here as well about the suicide attempts and all the experiences I went through. Throughout my entire life, when I started working through dimensions of suffering after dying and coming back to my body and being gifted to see energy in the way I can that's around me at all times, I was really starting to learn about the energies that were attached to me all throughout my life. If I was healed in those moments when I was a child or growing up in any way when I was bullied, the emotional abuse, the verbal abuse, the sexual abuse, all these different forms of experiences of suffering, of not feeling worthy or good enough, feeling abandoned at times, right? A lot of these feelings that we feel, I picked up a lot of energy that wasn't mine. And if I was healed through all those experiences, when I went into those dimensions of suffering, I would never have done trying to commit suicide in all the times that I did. That would never have happened. It wasn't my energy, and they were causing me to suffer. So it's giving you these understandings that in my life of healing all these energies, after almost 30 years from the first time I tried to commit suicide at the age of 12, I have not suffered with severe depression or depression ever since healing all of these energies that were a part of me. And it was through the higher council that got me to understand how to feel forgiveness and how to forgive myself, forgive others. That same core understanding that I gave for myself and that you went through in the previous video, we must give it to the alignment to those souls that are attached to you. We have to give them unconditional love. Just because souls are suffering in these forms of attachments, they are not bad beings. They picked up energy when they suffered that they never got the opportunity to heal from, the same as you and I. But no one was there to save them when they needed it. And it's feeling unconditional love for these souls that are suffering in these vibrations of darkness. And it is that darkness that is causing them to stay suffering, and it's causing them to do it onto you. It's not their energy. So when you can understand this and almost see like an inner child of a little light being that is trapped and there is darkness molded over it, that is what is going on within our physical forms when we're suffering. Our soul of our inner child is covered with darkness, and it cannot be freed to feel the beauty of the joy, love, and happiness, the truth of the vibration that we all come from. So we must come in with unconditional love, okay? And that's really what we need to bring in for all forms of healing through all my experiences in healing. So it's allowing yourself to release yourself from the human mind of thoughts during this process, okay? And it's it's bringing yourself to the space of feeling unconditional love to these souls that are a part of you. It is you and me together with the higher energies, and we are understanding with the way that I'm sharing it, that we're going to give these energies, we're going to bring them to the surface, and we're going to give them unconditional love. And when I'm sharing the information I'm sharing, again, it is you feeling the alignment of love and giving that to them as I am saying it, okay? And this is what is going to free these souls that are a part of you that have not yet been healed. There are many different vibrations, dozens on the other side, and they could be coming from different dimensions of suffering. So we must come in with unconditional love, allow the pureness of light energy to stream into you, allow it to attach to all these souls, and just follow me with allowing these words to flow to them, okay? So if you can do that without any thought and just feel the love that I am sharing and allow it to go to those spaces, just by the intention of allowing it to go to those spaces, we can bring freedom to those souls, and it will be more levels that will be restored, okay? So it's getting yourself nice and comfortable, nice and relaxed with where you are, laying down, comfortable. And I would like you to have both of your arms on either side of you, facing down. Just one pillow under your head and one under your knees, if you have two. Don't. It's better to have just one pillow under your head, not two, where people are seating up, because I would like your physical form more relaxed, in a relaxed position. So again, it's imagining we are like children, okay? Because when we're like children and we're playing using our imagination, we're able to shift more away from the human ego that gets in the way, because the human ego, the human consciousness will try to speak up during this time, and it can stop the process. So if we imagine you and I are two children that are playing, and we're bringing unconditional love to these souls, there is no judgment, there is nothing, only unconditional love to bring freedom, okay? And so now it's breathing in the highest frequency of light energy into your being, and breathing that in nice and deep all the way down to your feet. And when you're breathing out, feeling the release, letting go of these energies that are a part of you. And then as you're doing this, really bring your attention and awareness to your breath, focusing on the feeling of the air in this moment, just noticing the feeling and the sensations as it enters into your body, noticing the flow of the feeling as it enters in and leaves your body. And again, during this guided meditation, you are just focusing with just being aware and observing without any thought, just noticing the feeling and sensations. Now around your eyes, your cheeks, and forehead, I would like you to bring awareness to this space. And as you breathe out, feeling all the tension, letting go. And then bringing awareness to your neck and to your shoulders. And again, when you're breathing out, noticing all the tension, letting go. Now bringing awareness to your arms, to your hands, to your fingertips. And when you're breathing out, noticing all the release of the tension, letting go. And now bringing awareness to your upper back, your lower back, your chest, your tummy. And again, as you breathe out, feeling all the muscles letting go. And now bringing awareness to your legs, to your feet, right to your toes. And again, when you're breathing out, feeling all the muscles completely relaxing, all the tension letting go. And then coming back to your breath, just observing the feeling and the sensations, being aware without any thought. And in this moment, it is your free will to imagine lines of light leaving your feet and connecting to the core to draw these energies from you and transmute them into light. And allowing these lines to leave your feet now, going through your floor, the soil, dirt, and clay, going deep, 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 connecting now to Gaia. And she will transmute all energy from you. And in this moment, again, it's connecting from me to you, as I'm going to send you divine light energy, the pureness of all energy, and it's allowing it to enter in now in this moment through the top of your head, and then breathing it in all the way down to the bottom of your feet, allowing the pureness of light energy to move through you to help them guide them back to their light. And in this moment, I am going to send Christ energy and Christ consciousness, the purest form of aliveness of thoughts and energy, from me to you in this moment. And it is your free will again to breathe it in through the top of your head all the way down to the bottom of your feet, allowing all these energies in this moment to work through you, through all vibrations, to restore you in releasing all attachments of lower vibrational energy. It's calling in your own guides to surround you that have been supporting you throughout time, and allowing them to enter into your space to play a role to help in assisting and healing these souls that are a part of you. And in this moment together with you and I, and all these beautiful sources of energy that are working with us and through you in this moment, we are all working together for the highest good of unconditional love, to give freedom to these souls that never had it, and they never had the opportunity to be healed, to remove the energies that they picked up through their suffering. And it is us together giving unconditional love to bring healing to them so that they can go back to their light. So in this moment now, we are going to all amplify just through the intention and free will of allowing all these beautiful energies to be amplified of their frequency and vibration to move through you even higher and higher and higher. And again, even more and more and more. And it's allowing all the souls that are suffering, that have been a part of you through their suffering, to feel healing and the healing light now that we give them unconditional love. And it's allowing these souls to hear these words, that to understand for them at the beginning of their time, they can remember in this moment as we speak to them now, you are the pureness of light energy. You are a high vibrational being of the pureness of love, joy, and happiness. You are so worthy and good enough, and you knew that at the beginning of your time, as it is your truth of being. As you went to live your life or lives, you went through experiences of suffering that took you away from the truth of who you were. And in that moment, when you had those sufferings, no one was there to tell you you were worthy or good enough. No one was there to give you unconditional love. And this was not your fault, nor did you deserve it. We are beings to learn, grow, and evolve. So it's understanding when you suffered or made mistakes, you lowered to those vibrations of feelings of not feeling worthy or good enough in some way, shape, or form. And you picked up energy that was not yours. You gained layers of energy, of vibrations, of dimensions of suffering, and you were not healed. Those layers were activated during that time over your being, and it got in the way of your thoughts, feelings, and emotions to cause you to do harm to yourself or towards others. It's understanding that if you were given the opportunity to be healed, removing these energies that were never yours, you would never have done harm to yourself or towards others. You would have been risen back to the truth of who you were, the pureness of light energy, the pureness of love. So it's understanding that it's not your fault for the mistakes that you made, because it was not your energy causing you to do it. You have been tricked and you have been fooled with false beliefs. Feeling the alignment of now of truth I am sharing, it is moving through all vibrations of all souls that are suffering. For all those souls that harm were done to them, where they did not feel worthy or good enough because of actions of another, of harm in some way that you would have lived through, the person who did it to you was carrying energy that they did not have healing for. If they were healed from it, they would never have treated you that way. They would have been the truth of who we all are. So understand, it was never anything personal. We are beings to learn, grow, and evolve. Because you have learned from me of the core truth of the alignment that is vibrating through you right now in this moment, that means your soul has grown. And because your soul has grown with new tools and knowledge it didn't have before, that was keeping you in the bondages of darkness, it means you can now evolve, releasing yourself from these depths of darkness allowing yourself to feel free in this moment, rising up, releasing yourself through all the vibrations of light that are here supporting you and bringing you back to your God extension. You are worthy and you are good enough and have always been. You are free, you are free, you are all free. Releasing you now in this moment. In this moment, all the higher beings are amplifying their light through you and to these beings, even higher and higher and higher, giving them the support in this moment that they need. Feeling the release, all going back to their light. For the beings that did not align to what I had shared, I would like to give you these understandings. As the light of the pureness of light is attaching to you and you are before Christ energy in this moment, it's understanding that if you didn't live through suffering or pain, and when you would have went back to your light, you would have preferred your light over darkness, but you did not feel worthy, and you can feel the alignment to this truth. And even now in this moment, you would prefer to be in the light over the darkness. So it's understanding that you understand the contrast between the pureness of light energy of the truth of who you are. The beautiful feeling of paradise that you feel in this moment that you do not feel worthy for is the truth of who you are. Remembering that in this moment. In this moment, we are offering you to understand you have learned and grown in the ways of understanding the contrast of the truth of who you are to this depth of suffering. You have gained great wisdom and knowledge through your suffering to understand the difference between the two of the truth of who you are. And because you would prefer to be in the light over darkness, you will make new actions of the light to stay in the light. And you will use this information of suffering for the highest good to give back to your brothers and sisters of light that are suffering. You will use it in the highest way. You will do actions of the light, and you can stay in the light as you move forward in this moment. Understanding as Christ consciousness is here before you to help you, to release you to understanding this truth, that you will make new actions to stay in the light, to be the light as you move forward, releasing you now from the depths of darkness because you have learned, grown, and evolved through me in this moment. All the energies again moving through you in the highest way, the highest vibration, amplifying through you even more and more and more, calling in the God extensions of these beings of light that were suffering, to open the door for them, to shine their light upon them, and welcoming them back home in this moment, as they are worthy and good enough and have always been, as they just needed the right information and healings that they never had, which was never their fault. And allowing all the energies in this moment moving through you, releasing, setting them free, going back home. Feeling unconditional love of truth for these souls that have been attached to you, and giving them love from your heart, not holding any grudge in any way for the harm they've brought to your life, of understanding it wasn't their energy, and it is you now in this moment feeling unconditional love that they never had when they needed it, that is now releasing them from the depths of darkness. And now in this moment is breathing in high frequency light energy all throughout your being. And then breathing out, feeling the release as they all have released and let go. And it's breathing in again, nice and deep, feeling your physical form, wiggling your fingers and toes, and then breathing out, releasing again all energy that is unwanted. And as you take your next breath in again, it's slowly opening your eyes and coming back to me. I am very grateful and thank you for being a part of this today and allowing me to be a part of your path. And I hope you join the next video. Bye for now.